Alright, here we are. So, welcome to another episode of Drawing on Fridays, the Landon Experience show. So, today, what I think I'm going to do is first set my timer for 30 minutes. Set timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
Alright. And I think I'm going to draw a lizard creature of sorts. So, let's start. So, first off, I think I'm going to have his head somewhere in this vicinity. He's got his mouth open. His body, his shoulders kind of tilted. This arm coming down and out and at you. And then maybe his other leg would be over here. And then this arm kind of creating his fingers kind of coming out somewhere over there. So thanks for stopping by. If you stumbled on this video, what I do is draw a picture in about the span of a half hour and see what happens. So this pencil is a little bit light. I'm going to get something a little bit darker that maybe you can see better. The camera can pick up a little bit better. Some of that one too. Alright, this one's working. Alright, so the lizard monster, I want his head in here somewhere. His eyes in there. His nose is going to be coming out at you in a kind of perspective. And when I start drawing, I'm usually pretty loose and gestural. And already I'm struggling a little bit, which isn't good. So let's switch again. Got a pencil that's making some marks here. Alright. Come on, brain. Around with the proportions a bit. There's no rules when you're drawing a lizard creature, except for the one rule that he should appear to look like a lizard. Maybe make his tongue kind of come out of his head and going over there or something, and then just shadows. I want this shoulder to be pronounced. I think I want this hand to be just a little bit more out there. I'm not quite getting the gestural feel of this one yet. Alright, let's make a lot of this back leg here in shadow. Just block it in there really fast. And then kind of coming out. And then it's going back. And then his feet would be somewhere in this vicinity. With this leg kind of coming down and out. I'm not feeling it on this arm. What's the deal? What is the dealio? There. I think the deal is just that part of the arm needs to be a little longer right there. And this will come out more. And have some terry missing fins. And his tail we can have coming out behind him like this and kind of just going back, and you can see that much of it. Alright, now this hand. Is this hand going to give me a lot of trouble? Or is it just going to happen? So far, it's giving me some trouble. The trouble is sometimes when you're drawing is to get all the various elements to kind of click, you know? Because everything you're doing is having an effect of some kind on the picture you're drawing, you know. And I'm not too thrilled about that hand actually. This arm's looking a little bit better. I still want a bit of this to be a shadow. Alright, now I'm going to start detailing the face a bit more. And everybody knows the face is a very important part, because that is really the thing that we notice when we look at something or somebody. We tend to look at their face. Now here I have his face coming almost at a straight angle. But as I'm looking at it, I'm feeling that it should actually I want it to come at a little bit more of an angle. Like that would be the through line of the face. And then his eyes would be more like this, and then his mouth would be kind of coming out. So he's almost tucking his face a little bit more into his shoulder a little bit more. You see, like at a 3/4 view. That's already helping. There we go. Just kind of skinny tongue and then something like that. Right here, let's have. Maybe he was at one point a human, and then pieces of his clothes had to kind of rip off, turn him into a humanoid lizard monster creature of some kind. Here I'm in order to know what you're going to sort of draw, you really have to kind of break it down in your mind in like geometric forms, you know, three-dimensional geometric forms. And when the forms are getting wonky, it's not working, and it doesn't help to polish a turd at that point. You will spend tons and tons of time polishing a turd if you don't get the core drawing before the detail, before anything working. You know? And sometimes you start messing up because you are trying to get something to work. You're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, you know. Like that. I can't draw that eye. If I try to draw that eye, it's going to mess it up. You don't see it because I'm trying to sell the illusion that his head is at this 3/4 angle. Which to me, for whatever reason, it was a little bit more dynamic than that original when I first started drawing this, having it at the straight angle. You should have some drooly, drippy stuff coming down there. And then this is his tail going back behind him. And then there should also be more of it down here. And then it kind of wraps behind him. Some muscle there as well. Sometimes actually reducing the musculature is almost better than always making everything so bulky. I guess it just depends on what you're going for. I'm going to have, again, I want to have these kinds of shapes going up here, so it's like he's got some kind of a torn clothes over there. Bring this down a little bit more. That out a little bit more. So you see I kind of cut out some of his muscles and then I kind of added it back in. Now I'm just going to blacken all this in. I might go back and add little highlights of something in there. This foot is coming out, then going back. So right here is where I will put his bottom foot. Some kind of swampy stuff he should be in. I've got smudges all over this. Alright. I'm going to have to actually redraw this hand a little bit here. think it's a little bit better. I have some more cool rippy shreddy rips things over here. These are Rip Van Winkle lizard creature monster. Draw some little skills on his face right there. Stuff there. Alright. Now, what do we want to do? I'm not going to get too carried away with the ground. But I do know. Now I'm kind of drawing his tail. I'm going to keep a certain amount of it in black, guys, because it's one, it creates contrast in the piece, and it helps to create other focal points in other areas. So, if I don't want you focusing on his tail, if I make most of it in black, then you're going to focus on these other areas where there isn't as much black and there's more detail. So the black adds weight to the piece, to the drawing. See, I mean, I'm constantly like kind of tweaking these shapes, because to me, every shape is either helping or hurting it. You know, helping or hurting the overall effect that you're going for. So if what you laid down the first time isn't quite perfect, tweak it until it's due. You know, maybe that first one sometimes was just so you can see what you don't want. But then it's your job as an artist or a draftsman or a cartoonist or what have you. It's your job to try to think about why it didn't work. You know, and don't just do it over again the second time. You know. I've had, you know, as I was working on, and you never stop working on your skills, you know. You always try to improve on what you're doing. But as I was learning, you know, sometimes I would make the mistake of wanting to draw things to put it in there because, well, there should be a foot there, when actually it would have helped the entire composition of the piece to just simply take it out. I don't know, maybe I was brainwashed by some of these people who, if you don't draw the feet, then they think you don't know how to draw feet or something like that. So, but I'm going to say, you know, the more you know, the better how to draw feet and things like that. But the most important thing is the effect you're going for. You know, if drawing a silhouette is going to be more impactful than sitting there and rendering out every element, then leave it as a silhouette. You know, I mean, look at Frank Miller's art; it's very dynamic. And maybe some people might criticize it, depending on the kind of, people. They think, oh well, it's not. It looks weird, or it's not detailed, like, or it doesn't look realistic, or whatever, But it's like that's not what he's trying to do. You know, he's creating something other. So, along with other good artists that I admire their work. And I'm not trying to come down on realism either, because that's a certain skill, and you can definitely learn things by drawing from life, which you should do to learn. Um, but you need to combine that with drawing from imagination, in my view. Just merely copying photographs isn't enough. I think if you took a photograph and then did something to it to make it more, creative, then that's the way to go. Alright, how much time we got left? Okay, so we only have about 8.5 minutes left on this guy. And the basic gist of it is there. In these first drawing episodes, there's only so much I can accomplish in half an hour, so I may do further drawing episodes, for instance, on this piece, where I'm going in and more or less tightening it, and adding detail and rendering it more and making it tighter. But these drawing on Fridays are more just to kind of show what can be done in the space of a half hour, and just drawing it, I'm having kind of like I feel the ground here to make the composition better should be curved. This tail goes around here. So that's this tail right here, this lines. And then when I ink it, it may end up just being black. And then maybe these parts in here will kind of break off to feel like it's pieces of the tail that are just going in the distance more. For drawing some of these scales, I would really need to kind of slow down and sit there and nitpick it for a while. Also, for those of you who don't know, or who just happened upon this video, I have a very cool Etsy store. It's called landonhubertart.etsy.com. That's the link. So just go to landonhubertart.etsy.com and you can buy some really cool Halloween art and t-shirts and posters that I have for sale over there, that I created the art for. I'm going to have to edit that out, I guess. I don't know. Alright, let's think about how to... This is working, I think. Overall, I did want to kind of draw some tree limbs back here, so let's try to indicate those and really fast. Kind of coming up and giving me some cool claw-like tree limb shapes up there. And then maybe the main branch of the tree, or the, what is it called? The stump of the tree? Oh, you guys know what I'm talking about. The main big stump part of the tree where all the other smaller limbs come from. Right there, and then maybe some more just little branches, and then maybe off the branches we will have some hanging foliage coming out some of the branches. A small twig out here. And then maybe we'll indicate with drawing some little indications of where the ground might actually come to, just some basic foliage stuff. Like that. There. Big branch coming out back here. I got too carried away. And some more lines just to give me some motion, maybe motion lines in there. And then maybe some taller grasses right here. Maybe that's what it needs. Some taller grassy stuff in there. Maybe even a little indication of some rocks. Not too much, just some little indication of grass, rocks, and grass, and crap. And that's where I would start with. And then when I have this much, it is just a matter of going in and tightening, and but without tightening too much. Keeping it loose, keeping it interesting, but just working on it for a little bit more. Don't want to kill all your white areas. You want to balance between whites, darks, and grays. You don't want a bunch of gray or a bunch of white, you know. It's a balanced thing. Some little round textural things on his skin there. But we are coming to the end of the episode, and this is what I was able to get done in the span of a half hour. So I appreciate you guys coming and watching. Share this with your friends. I'm going to be posting these every Friday. And if I by chance miss a Friday, well, you can be pretty sure that I will have another video up by the following Friday. I'm going to do my best to get these done and out to you guys every Friday. And with that, There's the timer. It's been a half hour. So thank you for coming, and thank you for watching the Landon Huber Experience drawing show on Fridays. Come again next time. Take it easy, guys.